You guys cool?
Yeah, do it.
Good hard clap.
Got them cheeks.
Oh my god.
Dude, I am the funniest person you've ever met in your life.
That's my opening clip I'm going to use right there. Welcome back to the Jojitorium. Well, I think, remember too, whenever we found the German Scheiser porn. Let's not lie to each other. You're in twerk classes over there. That's what
yeah. That's all it is.
The fitness class.
Working on them TikTok videos you like so much.
Dead face. Got right in front of you. Welcome back to the Jojitorium. You know who it is. It's Adam. It's Matt. We're decaying with the boys. And happy 4th of July. Go catch a fucking bald eagle or something. Based out of Whitmore Lake, Michigan, Pop Daddy Snacks brings you the best in premier barroom snacks. When Mark and Aaron Safara decided they were tired of the same old microwave popcorn, they bought a large popcorn machine, and the rest is history. With great flavors like beer cheese, dill pickle, white cheddar, and chipotle barbecue, Pop Daddy can set up your party with a stacked lineup sure to go along with any brew that you are serving. Head on over to popdaddysnacks.com, and you can place your order there, but just make sure you tell them the boys sent you. Welcome back to the Jojitorium. The summer of great guests continues. We have Scott and Angie Wyman, the beautiful duo from Tortured Souls Brewing. So welcome to the show. But before we get started,
Same boys.
You need to know, this is an ongoing war.
Uh-oh.
No.
You are battling other guests.
All right.
The top guest at the end of this season takes home the belt for the best guest of the year. There is some stiff competition out there. Mike the Beer Douche. Hello, Brutiful. Justin Goodfellow. Your wife.
No, she's out.
She's out.
We excluded her.
That's right.
Ben Steffen twice.
Ben Steffen twice. Stiff competition.
He gets 2 entries? He gets 2 entries?
Yeah, and then
right.
Dem Bones. Yeah. So stiff competition.
We'll see what we can do.
Okay.
Yeah. Before we get rolling into anything, I'm going to make sure that you guys know where to find Tortured Souls Brewing. You can check them out on torturedsoulsbrewing.com, on Facebook at Tortured Souls Brewing Company, on Instagram at tortured_souls_brewing, and on Twitter at Tortured Brewing. So the way this show works is we like to feature local beers. And of course, since you guys are going to have one of the best new breweries in the burg, you guys brought something for us to try out. So it is round one. You brought some beers, put it together, call it round one beers. What do we have?
So we did a collaboration with Mindful Brewing this spring. Well, let me back up a little bit. So we got invited to do Botany and Booze for the Verona Garden Club. So Angie and I talked, we're like, you know, if we're going to do something botany, we should do something maybe earthy. Yeah, something
Natural.
that reminds you of being outside. So we're like, what about a cucumber wheat? Like, I remember, like, having a cucumber wheat, like, maybe my first or second beers of the burg, and I was, like, blown away. I was like, this is, like, such a cool thing. Like, I don't think anybody has made one quite like it since. So I'm like, we got to do this. So we talked to Adam at Mindful, and he's like, yeah, let's do it. And 350 pounds of cucumbers later,
Yeah.
Spa Day was born.
Exactly. So all natural. We sat at Mindful and cut 350 pounds of Persian cucumbers to make sure that this beer came to you like the way that it is.
That's
So-
it, though? That's all the cucumbers
That's
you
it.
got?
Yeah,
Just
that's it.
350 pounds.
350.
No worries.
350
No big
pounds.
deal. Yeah.
For how much beer?
So we did
20 barrels?
Yeah, 20
Yeah,
barrels.
20 barrels? Yeah.
Oh, wow.
We popping?
Cracking them
I
up.
can already smell this. This is delicious.
So it is super earthy, but it is cucumber and it will hit you in the face.
Wonderful. And what's the ABV coming in on this?
5.8.
Oh, so it's a nice summer sipper.
It is a good grass cutting beer.
Oh, around these parts, we have grilling beers.
That too.
Yes. Wonderful. So while you guys are taking your first sips, and we're going to talk about it here, if you guys want to know what's going on, Tortured Souls Brewing is Tortured Souls Brewing Company on Facebook, and Tortured Souls on Twitter, and Tortured_Souls_Brewing on Instagram. So, Adam, you had your first sip?
Yeah.
What you
It's
think?
a little secret peek behind the curtain. I already had it like 2 or 3 times before, and I love it. So it's nice to have another pounder of it here today. But yeah, the cucumber comes through wonderfully. Doesn't cover up the wheat beer base though. You still get a nice wheat beer underneath. and like a little earthy bitterness at the end. Not from hops, I assume. Probably
Not
from
at all.
that cucumber.
It is from the skin
nice.
of the cucumbers.
It's nice.
Yep.
I was gonna say, yeah, the earthiness really shines through on this. You can really get the taste of the cucumber on this. This is really cool.
Yeah.
And you're right, nice and light on the palate, easily rounded, and there's a nice little bite of sweetness right at the end. Really,
No extract whatsoever. It's
None.
all with the cucumbers. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I think the
Yeah.
greatest thing about the beer is that it will change depending on the temperature. Like you get a good Guinness, and yeah, you get that crisp, clean taste of that Guinness. But the more it warms up, like the more you get to taste it. And I think that's what happens here.
It's opposite. The colder
opposite.
it is, the greater the beer is going to taste.
Yeah, it's crispy, but then you can get that sort of the more earthy, sort of just real big pop in your mouth, so
Right.
to speak.
And the aroma on it
Yeah.
too sticks. Like, you know, they always say you eat and drink with your nose, and that's the
Yeah.
first thing that really hits is when the effervescence of it really comes
Yeah.
into play before you take your first sip. So
Yeah.
it's great, and it sticks too. It's really nice.
Yeah, we were really excited about it.
Yeah, very happy with it.
Wonderful. So in round one, we're gonna keep sipping on this delicious beer. We might come back to you and talk about it a little more because I'm gonna let mine sit and get a little hotter. See if I can get that flavor change, because I want to see what that's like. But before we go any further, I gotta get to know you guys.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh has to get to know you guys.
Absolutely.
Hello, Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Hello, Pittsburgh. So this is craft beer is kind of its own fight club, right? You
Absolutely.
don't get into it unless you get jumped into it, right?
Right.
So something had to happen to spark your interest in craft beer. You don't just so happen to come across a hop devil. Yeah, someone hands you something cool, or you go to something cool. So I gotta know for each of you, what was it? What was it? Something that happened here that got you into it, or was it an interest or a passion? What happened here?
So I think the story really starts with Scotty, which started years and years ago before he and I even met. We
Yeah.
met in 1998.
That's
So
circa,
I think it kind of goes back to where you started, and then I kind of jumped into the scene.
like circa 1995, and yeah, that was
Okay.
that was a little while ago. I
wasn't
had
able
a
to drink then.
She wasn't. She was.
No.
She was drinking though. I had a very good friend of mine. He went to CMU, and we would always hang out and watch 90210 and Party of Five.
Don't tell people that.
No, that's fine. You can tell people that now. It's fine. It gets you
Now
some.
it's vintage.
It's street
Super
cred.
vintage.
But we would always go to Mellinger's in South Oakland, and like we would walk in there, and there was this wall of like import and like what was you would call craft beer now back then, and it was like, oh my god, like I cannot believe like there's a world of other beer, and it just started. We would pick one every week, and yeah,
Whatever you could afford.
A couple seasons later, and yeah, we were craft beer aficionados before craft beer was a thing.
Yeah.
So,
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you just jumped on the train, right?
Well, I mean, it took us a while. So we met in 1998.
Okay.
And still, I wasn't able to drink when he and I met.
But it didn't stop you.
It didn't stop me, but it took me a while to kind of get into the craft beer scene. I wasn't drinking a lot of beer and kind of looking at that sort of thing. But over the years, my palate has changed definitely. I was like a stout and porter girl when Scotty and I met, and I started to explore craft beer, and now it's, I hated IPAs, and now I'm like, I love a good IPA.
Yeah.
So he's kind of brought me along with that, and over the years of home brewing and now looking into this ventures, things have changed.
We're
so,
moving into the sours now.
Yeah. Well, I'm not too sure about that. But
Yeah.
Dipping toes.
yeah, it's I am
toes.
very, very lightly dipping my toes into sours, but I can appreciate it for what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not my favorite, but I can appreciate it for sure what it is. So
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So then how long was it then from that very first experience that you had until you decided, hey, I got to try to make my own here? The interest goes as far as you just like, I've tried everything. So then
Yeah.
you hit that wall. So how long was it from first experience to your first attempt to homebrew?
So I'm going to think maybe around 2002, my really good friend Greg started homebrewing. I was like, oh
In the
okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
in his basement. So it was a couple years of me like going over, every month or two and like helping him out here and there. And I'm like, this is pretty cool. And then, I got tired of drinking the same stuff over and over. And I'm like, what? I'm going to give this a shot. So I bought a little turkey fryer, a little propane tank, and he came over and I totally fucked the whole thing up. But it was fun, and it, kept going from there.
We started in Penn Hills in like 2004 in our first house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the basement,
In the
literally
basement.
with a turkey fryer,
Yeah.
trying to get a
Don't-
regulator and
Don't
all
use
of
a turkey
that
fryer
stuff.
in your basement, folks.
Yeah,
Yeah,
probably
do
not a
that
great
right now.
idea.
Do not.
But it was cold out sometimes.
very
we
cold.
had to do what we needed to do. But
Just open a window.
Yeah, exactly.
it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Do you remember what the first beer was that you guys tried to brew together?
It was a brown ale, and
Yeah.
it was green.
It sucked.
So you're telling me it was delicious, right?
Yes. Yeah. It was a special beer.
Yes.
Yeah. Cask aged.
Smelled
be-
good.
Smelled
Tasted
great.
like shit. So
Yeah. I think we've gotten a little better since then.
a lot better, hopefully.
And that was my next question then. So whenever you're on the turkey fryer, and you guys are probably doing like 5-gallon batches, right? So what was the first beer you made where you're like, we gotta start scaling up?
I think
That's
as
a
we
good
got a little
question.
bit better at it, and just the whole aspect of the turkey fryer not being very
Efficient.
consistent and efficient,
Yeah.
we figured we needed to scale up. So when we moved to O'Hara,
We moved to O'Hara. I bought an anvil, an all-in-one, and I
Yeah.
think, oh, this is gonna be great. Everything's just right there. And then I would realize the limitations of having a very expensive but really cool-looking.
no disrespect to Anvil
No
at all.
disrespect. We love you,
made some good
you love
beer
you,
on
Anvil.
Anvil. Yeah.
Made some good beer.
Yeah.
But yeah, the limitations of the system. So.
Wonderful.
But
What
we
was
scaled
What was
up
your question?
from the turkey fryer. We
From
scaled
the turkey
up.
fryer, scaled up. Yeah.
Yeah, to the Anvil.
Not as messy.
Not as messy.
Not as messy.
Nice.
Less
Yeah.
cleanup. Yeah.
So Scott, you actually you took such an interest in this that you actually went to school.
Yeah, and that's actually how I met Adam at Mindful. So last spring, we were sitting on the couch, and like Andrew was reading the
Probably scrolling Facebook.
Facebook or something. Like she's like, "Here, there's this beer class Point Park's putting on
It was the
in the
first-
summertime."
yep,
it was like the first
first
time.
time.
Like I think it was the first thing ever, like kind of like that in
Yeah.
Pittsburgh. She's like, "You should do it." I'm like, "You sure?"
It wasn't
She's like,
cheap.
"Yeah, do it."
Wasn't cheap.
I'm like, "It's like $1,500." She's like, "You should do it." I'm like, "Okay," so I'm gonna do it. It was fantastic. I've
Yeah.
learned so much. Like, yeah, we know about water quality and pH and all that, but like to get like really nerdy about stuff.
Yeah.
it was well worth it.
You would come home and talk about this stuff all day, and I was like,
Yeah.
I didn't even realize that this is something that's so fucking important, right?
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
of this stuff that is so way beyond the home brewing aspect that we had. So not LaRoche, Point Park
Point Park.
really
Yeah,
taught
yeah.
him a lot there.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Man.
and like I mean, I took some pretty crazy physics classes in college, but like my mind was like spinning after the first class. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Like I actually have to look at the PowerPoints again just to like put my head around like what these
Yeah.
guys are saying. So
But clearly
was
it
cool.
paid off though, because
Absolutely.
you learned a lot of not only about yourself as a brewer, but you probably learned a couple of little hints and tricks and tips.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we always say like sanitation is like key to everything, but like, yeah, like it really hammer it home, like sanitation, and water quality, and just matching your hops to the style that you want to do, and like yeast. Yeah, it was amazing all around. I highly recommend it.
Wonderful.
Hopefully they expand the
Yeah.
class.
And you said it was LaRoche, right?
No, Point Park.
Point Park. I apologize.
We,
You
we
said it was
have,
LaRoche.
I know, because
Yeah.
we have another piece that we're dealing with LaRoche.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well-
it's always Scott's, a graduate of LaRoche, and then he was at Point Park. But Point Park's on their second year of that program now.
Second year,
It
yeah.
sold out like that.
Yeah.
Who was your instructor?
Greg Johnson.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, Greg's actually been a very big supporter of ours since I left the class there, and they're looking to expand upon just the one class. So hopefully,
And hopefully you get to go in and talk
Yeah.
this year about the whole process of
the trials and
leaving-
tribulations of
That's
opening
probably
a
a good
brewery.
way of
Yes.
putting it.
Yeah.
Of how to actually do this and what it looks like and what your expectations should and should not be. So it's
The
been
peaks and valleys
been
of
a lot.
your,
Yeah.
of your
Yeah.
success.
It's
Yes.
been a lot.
Peaks, valleys, and then valleys.
But you guys are going to open up your own spot, and that
Yeah,
means you guys
finally.
got some awesome equipment. So I do want to get nerdy with you for a
Yeah,
minute.
absolutely.
So right now, what is your setup looking like? Like, what brand did you look for, and how did you think that was going to fit into your styles in that new space?
So we're limited by the space in the church, and for all you that don't know, we're moving into a nice old 100-plus-year-old church in Sharpsburg.
built up in the 1930s.
So yeah, it's limited in the space in the production area. So we're not going to go bigger than a 4-barrel system.
Okay.
Which is okay because that's good. That's a good trial and error sort of
Yeah.
system.
Right.
But we're looking at a system through Brewmation, who use kettles and stuff from Stout kettles. So it's really cool stuff, and they're like. It's their control system is phenomenal. Like I can leave work and like start up the brewing system, and by the time I get there, like the strike water's ready to go, and
Oh,
boom.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
So that was an important piece for us because we're still going to maintain our quote unquote real jobs.
Yeah.
So for us to be able to monitor that remotely and be able to start whatever we need to start prior to even getting to our location was key.
Yeah, absolutely.
So with Scotty at the hospital or with me with probation, we were able to kind of monitor that and start that. So it was much more efficient than getting there and then starting.
Yeah,
from square one.
there's monitors on the fermenter, so like it
on your phone.
like it'll shoot off an alarm if your temperature gets too high or gets too cold, and like you can like, okay, I really need to go to the brewery and see what the F's going on at 2:00 in the morning.
Nice.
So yeah, it's gonna be good.
So it,
Yeah.
it saves you a ton of the startup time, and then you can
Absolutely.
really pay attention to the real meat of the process.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's nice and it's shiny. So
Yeah, absolutely.
everybody likes the shiny stuff. Yeah.
It's always
Yeah.
nice to clean the shiny stuff, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I don't do any cleaning.
We'll get to that in a
He will
second
be.
here because
Matt can teach you.
I can teach you. I'm the cellar man
If you're
around
looking
here.
for another job, gotcha.
Job number 3 for Matt.
Right.
Yes. Are there any pieces of equipment in the future, near or far, that you really want to take your time to get into your space, or is that going to take a moment of expansion before you bring in something you really want?
So I think before long we're going to want to get into a barrel program.
And a different barrel program than
Different
anybody
barrel
really
than
has.
most. I don't think anybody around here has. So
Yeah.
we've talked to a lot of people, breweries in other states, and they're doing sort of similar things. So kind of try to keep that under our hat right now because
Yeah.
it's sort of like a special arrow in our quiver. But yeah, that's gonna be pretty cool.
Cool,
Yeah.
man.
I'm excited about whatever they.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get you a barrel.
Yeah.
That's what you're going to need. You're going to need your own barrel.
Don't you
Yeah.
fucking tease us. So, the output you have right now, you said it's a 4-barrel system. So how many taps are you guys going to have available to the going public?
So designs right now is we're gonna have like a 15 tap system.
Nice.
Hopefully we'll rotate between 8 to 12. Cool. You know,
Some guest
we'll have some guest taps. We will have we're gonna do seltzers, so we'll
Yes.
have a seltzer or two at least all the time. Cider. I'm not gonna make cider,
No.
but Josh at Stonewall, we've talked to him. We're gonna put some of his stuff on tap.
That's
He's
cool.
a really cool dude.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Shout out
we've
to
got
Josh.
that. Yeah, shout out to you, Josh. We'll miss you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah,
There you go.
and some cocktails. Like we have really great friends in the industry. 446
Yeah.
are great hockey friends of ours, and like hockey is for life.
Yes.
So Jerry and Marcy Sunday, and
We love you, Jerry.
yeah, and Maria, we love you guys. So we're hoping to have some signature cocktails. They're literally 500 feet from us. So, I mean, we are going to have that great
Perfect.
addition. Yeah, we're going to add that one extra step to Sharpsburg where people are coming from Lawrenceville, and you can drop right down in and hit us first before, 446 and Nome and Hitchhiker. Or if you're coming from Grist and Strange Roots and you want to hit up the church, we could talk about stuff later, I'm sure, of what we're going to offer there. It's going to be an experience that someone, no one has seen here in Pittsburgh. So
That's
we're super excited
awesome.
about
And
it.
with-
Super
And
excited.
with 4 barrels and that many taps, like each
Yeah.
time somebody goes in, there will be something
Something
new.
different.
likely something
Or
new.
even like guest taps.
Right.
We have great friends, which the brewing community has been so welcoming. From Inner Groove, we have great friends there, and Ben over at Arboretum, and Adam at Mindful that has helped us. And
Andrew.
even Andrew,
Gary
and
at Hitch.
even with Darren with Couch. I mean, it's great. The community and the family sense here within the brewing community is just phenomenal. So we will 110% support everybody else too. So guest taps are a must.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's great to hear. And it is a great community to be involved in. It's very uplifting. They, all the brewers you mentioned have supported us too in our jump into podcasting. So they've been very kind to us in the same way. So it is wonderful.
Yeah.
And good feedback.
Yeah,
to
cool.
me as a
Yeah.
brewer, So yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, your stuff is phenomenal, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Thank you.
yeah, which I need that Starburst before I leave.
We're gonna do it in the break.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what in between the mics is for.
I like that. I like that.
So let's talk Kickstarter. So we had Ben from Arboretum Trail before, and he used Honeycomb, and you guys have decided to go the Kickstarter route. Which
Yeah.
let's talk more about what gave you guys the idea to go with Kickstarter?
Want me to talk about that?
Yeah, you take
so,
that
our biggest thing with Kickstarter is we really just wanted to use it as a platform to generate some buzz, per se.
Sure.
I mean, we definitely could use the money to help us with the whole
Money's good,
endeavor.
folks.
Money is good. But it's also a fun way to kind of get something for your money, which is always fun. So, listen, when I was a kid, you'd sit around and watch WQED, and you would get your magazine subscription, you know. So, but like ours is much cooler. So you can join us for a mug club, or we've had a couple backers that have, you know, bought our 3-hour tour per se of their own, where they can have a private party for up to 50 people. That's going to be catered by Community Kitchen, which hopefully we can talk about later.
Yeah, sure.
On how they're going to fit into the puzzle. Buy your own bar stool. Come and brew with Scotty, you know, a couple times. So it is, it's just been a way really for us to kind of push us out there, that people see us and give you something fun for your money, whether it's mug club or a hat, or not a hat, but like a glass or a shirt.
Yeah.
So really that was our intention with Kickstarter. Not so much that we need to make sure that that's going to be our primary focus for money and investment, but it was more or less a PR thing for us too.
That's cool.
But the money's really nice too.
Money is good too. I mean, so the money with the Kickstarter, we're looking at a minimum of $10,000, which we are $600-ish away right now, with 24 days to go, which is phenomenal.
Let's fix that. If you're watching this right now, right
Hit up
here, when you
Kickstarter,
see this
please.
part, there's your QR code. That's where you got to go to donate your money. $600 away from a minimum, and you can help make a difference for a young brewery making their way into the big time in Pittsburgh. Lots of great ideas here, and I'm really intrigued too. Personal history with Community Kitchen. I want to know how you guys are bringing Community Kitchen into the community, because I mean it's a great program. I want to know how you guys are going to be working alongside of them.
You have a history with Community Kitchen?
I do, yeah. When I worked for Justice Related Services.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
JRS.
I used to work for
I got
JRS, and I'd help people get jobs there.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, how you guys using them?
Okay, so Jen Flanagan, who is, I guess, the director or
She's the director.
the operator there. She basically runs Community Kitchen of Pittsburgh. Community Kitchen of Pittsburgh, if people don't know what it is a nonprofit organization that provides skills and training, mostly right now in the culinary field. They're expanding to meat cutting and, I mean, all kinds of crazy stuff Jen has talked to us about. So they're a nonprofit that provides that type of training to lower income families or people coming out of, you know, not necessarily great types of backgrounds that Matt and I both know very well, and
very much
Scotty
so.
knows very well from our real jobs.
Yeah.
So Community Kitchen of Pittsburgh almost seemed like a natural thing for us to do, with Scott being a licensed social worker at St. Margaret, and with a million years, I feel like, in juvenile probation. We really wanted to be able to give back to the community. Sharpsburg is very close to our heart. We've raised our kids in that community. Our youngest just graduated. So Community Kitchen of Pittsburgh is going to come in and use our brewery as an apprenticeship site.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, super excited. So there is a new chef, which we actually just met yesterday to try and configure the space and what it's going to look like and what we need. He is a graduate of that program, so they now call him a graduate, like he's in grad school per se, of Community Kitchen Pittsburgh.
Nice.
So he will have 2 or 3 apprentices under him, and Community Kitchen will fully run our full kitchen. It will be a full kitchen within the brewery. So we're super excited about that. And we talked menu yesterday, and we're beyond excited about what's going to come out of there. It's going to be nothing that is available right now in Sharpsburg.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Or in Pittsburgh any longer.
Or in Pittsburgh any longer. Right.
Yeah.
So, Scotty and I love New Orleans.
Yeah.
If it wasn't so hot, I probably could get Scott to move down there full time.
It's way too hot.
It's way too hot. He sweats all the time.
I do.
But it is our second home.
Yeah.
So our menu there will be very New Orleans based.
Nice.
I miss NOLA on the square.
I'm a thick dude. You got
yeah,
me going, baby.
yeah.
Shrimp
So-
po' boys gumbo.
Etouffee.
Give me a etouffee.
Shrimp and grits.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've already started, talking about what the menu is going to look like. So it's going to be
Nice.
very New Orleans based. The decor of the brewery is very New Orleans based. It's very Southern voodoo-ish type of gothic type of setting.
Yeah.
So it was just a perfect fit for that type of menu for us.
So while we're on that topic,
Yeah.
can you talk about, there's a partnership too
There is.
for the design of the tap room, and I really want to talk about that too, because you guys have so many different flavors that are coming into your brew space. You're giving not only beer, you're giving an experience. So I think it's only right too that we go and talk about the partnership to design the tap room too.
Yeah, and our biggest thing, and Scotty can talk about the design of the tap room, I think, as an alum, but our biggest thing when we came into this venture with our backgrounds and our real jobs is we really want to give back. We want to bring the community in as much as we possibly can and make this part of them as well. It's not just ours, but it's going to be part of Sharpsburg. It's going to be part of the greater Pittsburgh area in terms of what we're going to provide. But the designs that I recently released to you,
Yes.
which
Exclusive.
are exclusive to you, Scotty can talk about where those came from. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, so I was a graduate of LaRoche College.
Now a university.
Now, since I graduated, now it's a university. I'm not going to take full credit for that, but I'm going to take a little bit of credit for that. Great school, small school. I was in the psychology program. So over the summer, fall, we had reached out to LaRoche, to their interior design program, saying, hey, we've got this space. This is what we want, even like one of the professors or someone just come down and like just giving us an idea or something like
could want it as a portfolio,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I mean, this would be a great experience for you to come in and draw something up just as an experience and a portfolio for you to take with you.
That's it.
That was our main goal.
That was the main goal.
Yeah.
So we set up a meeting with Maria
Rapapi. Yep.
to meet at the church. They'll do a walkthrough, and we get there, and there's like 12 kids. We're like, oh.
None of which are old enough to drink. So
Or have ever been in a brewery before.
yes. So to explain to them what brewing equipment looks like,
Yeah.
or what our production area should be, and what it needs to look
Yeah.
like, they are just like deer in a headlights.
Yeah.
We're like, okay, cool. It's cool. We'll catch you up. We'll catch you up.
Yeah,
So 12 of them.
But they really, they took the bull by the horns, and they were super excited, like super energetic, and we spent maybe like 2 hours there walking them through the entire space. But to get back to LaRoche, they like actually designed like a
Credited
class, like a what would you call it? Like a
sort of like an externship type of program for these kids. So they designed our building, our brewery, within the inside of the confines of the church for credits at LaRoche. So I don't know what they named
independent
that.
study.
It was an independent study.
That's right. Independent study.
So I don't know what they named that or what it's going to show up on as their transcripts, but it'd be pretty fucking cool if it says Tortured Souls Brewing, whatever.
That'd be sick as hell.
Yeah,
on
so
there.
it's awesome to think about. And like I said, it's very close to Scott's heart of doing his undergrad there anyway.
Yeah. So they did they gave us a PowerPoint presentation last week.
Phenomenal.
It was crazy. Yeah. It was great.
Phenomenal.
And I can't imagine it looking any other way.
Yeah.
Nice. Hopefully we can incorporate as many of the ideas that they came up with as we can. But some of them will actually be legal. Old
they're
enough to
excited.
drink. Yeah.
So come opening,
Come
hopefully,
back.
opening like January, February. They're like, oh, thank goodness, we'll be like 21 by then. We're like, yes, come and check it out.
I would really love if you guys would have us whenever you guys are ready to launch. We'd love to come through and check the place out.
We wanted you there tonight, but there is no HVAC, and it is 90 plus degrees in there. So
we two thick
we'll
dudes.
Spare you off.
Yeah.
We'll spare you off.
We'll definitely come in January/February
when the windows can be open.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So speaking of your brew space, before we move into a fun lightning round, I gotta ask you guys, if you know this, what's the opening day lineup going to look like for Tortured Souls?
So you'll see on our website, torturedsoulsbrewing.com, we have most of our sort of like flagship-y beers that we're hoping to launch with, but I think once we actually start brewing and sort of those creative juices start flowing, that's probably going to change.
Okay.
But you can get a real feel about our nomenclature and like sort of like the sort of thing that we're the vibe that we're shooting for with our beers. So the beer lineups, like the naming and all that, like the conventions are like sort of kind of serious, but we're gonna try to have a little fun with the seltzers.
Nice.
So if you check out the names on the website, it'll be a little different.
Cool.
So
The seltzer names are kind of just things that are funny to Scott and me, or people will get if they watch, Community or
Arrested Development.
Development. So
Or Rick and
you'll have
Morty.
weird seltzer
Yeah.
names. But we're exploring Cascadian Dark Ales, which was one thing that was our first brew, Endless
Collab.
Void for Couch. We did that with Couch for
Big Pour
last year.
Nice.
Yeah.
So good.
And listen, that recipe will definitely make its way back on as
thank
almost
goodness.
a staple.
Yeah.
We're throwing around the idea of cream ales and stuff like that you may or may not see anywhere else. That you can get there with us, and
We put Twinkies
to
in
make
one once.
things.
Yeah.
I do.
Nobody
I could
stopped
get-
putting Twinkies.
And
Stop.
that was
I-
the last one, I think, probably, right?
I don't know. I could get behind Twinkies in a
First
beer.
and last.
I'm actually
Yeah.
not a Twinkie fan.
You're not a Twinkie.
No, give me a zinger. I'll do a zinger.
Bro.
Or the cupcakes.
Like vanilla
the
zinger?
cupcakes. Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
And they have to
Sorry.
be in the refrigerator.
Yeah, they have to be
Zingers are-
refrigerated.
Oh,
yeah.
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 Cold
Oh,
zingers.
yeah.
It's just
absolutely.
weird to me. But
Adam likes a frozen zero bar. That's
do.
a
I love
good.
them.
do they
that's
still
a
make zero
I don't know if
bars?
they do, but I love them as a
tasty
child.
treat.
Wow.
Tasty
Okay.
treat.
All right.
So
Interesting.
we are going to move into a fun little lightning round here for
Uh-oh.
you guys. So what we do here, we like to just fire off some questions for you guys.
Okay.
Off top of the dome, we're going to go as quick as we possibly can. Do we run out of questions? You run out of brain cells, and then we're going to go into a break and recalibrate with some thick flair.
All right.
We'll
Okay.
come back
Yeah.
And
strong.
then something good for round 2 beers.
Yes.
Sounds like a good idea.
First question. We'll just go this way. I'll go Adam first and go around. Gives you a moment to think. Adam,
Oh, I get to answer. I'm glad I get to answer.
I want to ask you this
This
first
is a
question.
fun
The
one.
first question.
Sure.
Marry, bang, kill. Miller Lite, Bud Light, Corona Light.
I'm immediately killing Bud Light. No questions asked. You know what? A good, nice, long vacation to bang some Corona on the beach. I'll take that, and then I can drink Miller Lite till I die, till death do us part.
I mean, it's
I'll
like
marry
water
Miller
anyway,
Lite.
so
Right, right.
it's good
Yeah.
to
It's
go. Yeah.
hydrating.
Yeah.
Scott,
Same question?
same question.
Wow. All right, Mary, bang, kill. Definitely kill Bud Light.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
come on. I love the commercials,
do
but
it.
man. So marry or bang Miller or Corona.
Yeah.
So if you marry a beer, that means you're going to bang it maybe once a week.
I
So-
mean, the
We've been
evolution.
married a long time.
I think I'm
so
a bang.
that's what happens. Yeah.
I'm going to bang Miller
Like once a
and
week.
then marry Corona because you can put a lime in there. You can put a lemon in there.
Keep it
You can change your own.
It's spicy. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
not a bad point.
Yeah.
You can dress her up and take her out.
Angie.
I mean, I feel the same way. Bud Light is just, it's got to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty much indifferent with the Corona or the Miller Light.
You got to make a decision.
I got to make a decision.
decision.
Ugh.
You got to move forward with marriage.
Yeah.
Which one's a quick and
don't
dirty, and
know.
which one's for light?
Right, I know. I mean, Miller Light is probably quick and dirty.
Yeah.
And then
Okay.
Corona I can deal with on
Yeah.
a
Alright.
more regular basis,
All right,
I
Matt.
guess.
I'm the
Back-
Corona Light of husbands.
Back to you, Matt. You go ahead and answer real quick.
I'm definitely gonna kill Miller Lite because when I drink it,
Oh.
it raises my core body temperature. I get sweaty when I
That's
drink
right, I
it.
forgot about that.
Death to you.
Fuck Miller Light.
I'm gonna fuck the shit out of Bud Light
It's like what
because
you do with Bud Light.
that dirty back alley bitch. I'm gonna take her to town, and then Corona Light. I've seen what she can do with some amaretto, so I'm gonna just go ahead and take her home.
Amaretto?
I saw a guy fuck up a Corona Light on IG.
Really?
It looked disgusting.
First of all, you've had time to think about this, which I don't think is very fair, but I can appreciate your answer.
Yeah, no,
I really can't.
Here's what happened. I'll tell you this. I typed this.
Yeah.
And I've seen it, but I don't answer it. I just wait. I wait.
Okay.
He likes to torture.
I respect
All
that.
right.
December.
All right. I'll take you with that.
So Adam, you're out now. Tag out. You're done. It's only for
you
these
got
two.
one answer.
I'm asking
Yeah.
questions
That
now.
was easy.
Adam.
So, what is the one craft beer you secretly like that the majority of people hate?
Ooh. The majority of people or the majority of beer geeks?
Beer geeks.
Blue Moon, Light Sky.
That's a good answer.
We're like that thin little can, dude. If you're like seriously,
it's still in our beer fridge.
I have it in my
is,
beer fridge.
You know,
Yeah.
first of all, it's low carb.
It's low carb. It's very healthy. It's very healthy.
It's healthy.
I think this summer we were down in Florida and we went to the beach and I'm just gonna buy this stuff and we'll see.
Yeah.
It was great. It's small and like.
What's that?
Have you had one ever?
Yeah, I had one.
I gotta try. I've never tried it. I'll try it now.
So I agree. I mean, we did. We were down in Destin, Florida, and we're like, this is really easy drinking.
Yeah.
That, you know, outside of seltzers or whatever other bullshit you want to drink on the beach. But, yeah, and now they have like a pineapple. What was that stuff we bought
It's
now?
like a mango, citrusy mango.
So now it's a different flavor. It's not just
Yeah.
Blue Moon.
Yeah.
Me and Bobby not
I mean-
your secret love of icy light mango. I
And-
should probably try.
Oh, yeah.
And you know what, Matt? They're very nice, like small cans. You can get your hand around those.
Yeah, you're
Get my
used to
hand
that.
around
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're used to that. man.
Giant.
Yeah.
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 Oh, I drink 100 of these.
Yeah. It's a good quote unquote craft beer, I guess, that you could say.
Yeah.
So, speaking of craft beer, what is one trend in craft beer you guys would love to get rid of?
That's a very good question.
How could we
Trend
do
like
that?
beer style or just?
It's whatever you feel's right.
I think, and I'm just saying this because we're gonna open up a brewery that doesn't look like other breweries, but like
Yeah.
a lot of breweries like look the same. Like
Okay.
Yeah.
I love going to any brewery. I don't care. But a lot of them just don't have a lot of personality.
Okay.
And that's just not Pittsburgh. Like, that's not Pittsburgh breweries. Like, going, like, around the country, like, traveling, like, a lot of places, like, look the same. Like,
Yeah.
it's great to see, like Nome, like, looks like no other brewery, like, that I've gone into. Like, it's just, like, the sight lines and everything are so cool. And Hitchhiker is just, it's so, like, warm
Industrial.
and inviting. But then there's some places that are, like, you look around, you're like, am I where I'm at or am I at some other place?
Yeah.
So I think I would like to see a little bit more personality
Yeah.
put into the...
Okay.
We've taken that into account, I think, too. Like, we love Treehouse and
Yeah.
Mad Tree and places that are really cool like that. You go
With
and it
trees.
leaves, like,
Yeah.
a lasting... yeah, trees. It, like, leaves that lasting effect of, like, this is different than anywhere else I've been, you know? And,
Yeah.
and we're really building that with the full kitchen, and there's going to be space for live music and a VIP section and all this other kind of stuff that, you know, it's going to be way different than anything else anyone has
Nice.
seen. So I think, yeah, like the sterile aspect of it, I think people need to make sure that places have a personality and they make it their own.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Adam,
Nope, it's your question. Nope, it's my question.
it's your question.
You can have one beer with anybody, alive or dead.
Oh.
Who is it, and what are you drinking?
Wow. Can I choose my wife? Oh.
No, you can't
No,
do
okay.
that.
Then you
That's
go first. I
lame.
gotta think about this.
That's a fucking cop out.
I don't know. I think I'm going to get sentimental with y'all.
That's fine.
Are you okay with that?
Of course.
All right.
It's me, isn't it?
It is you. I miss you, Matt.
I do
miss
miss you
working
too.
with
I
you.
miss you too.
But
I
twist is
miss-
we want you dead first.
Right. All right, we're gonna take you out back, and then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna answer this
Oh, I'm
question.
gonna get Bud Lighted.
Yeah.
Yes. No. So my dad passed away when I was very, very young. So I think that being the oldest of 3 kids, I would love to sit down and have a beer with him. At this point in time, I wouldn't even care what it is. I've come a long way from the, I don't know, backwoods of rural Valley, Pennsylvania. And if anybody even knows where that is, like Dayton, PA,
Yeah.
bring out the Amish folk and some good butter there that I used to have with my grandparents. But I think it would be great for somebody like my dad to see how far I've come and how far the community has come, and to be able to share that with somebody, I think would just be,
I'd make a suggestion for the beer
Nothing
you'd
else.
have with it though.
what's that?
One of yours.
One of mine, for
One
sure.
of yours.
That
Absolutely.
endless void.
Endless Void.
You guys are really
Yeah.
digging the endless
Endless
void.
I love
Void.
that.
All right, we're gonna have it on just for you, opening day.
Yes.
And you can come and have as much as you would like.
Oh, don't
I'm telling you.
threaten me with a good time. Honey,
Yeah.
get the Ubers ready.
Yeah.
Lots of
We'll
Ubers,
get you
lots
an
of
Uber.
Ubers.
There's a limousine company right behind the church. We can maybe, you know,
Perfect.
we'll send
Yeah.
you home
Ooh,
with
a
stuff.
limo.
A limo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hot pink suits.
You read
I'm
my
thinking
mind.
like Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah,
would be-
totally.
Yeah.
Time's out.
Yeah.
Time's
Do
out.
it.
Scott,
Oh
Back
boy.
to you.
Boy, how can I follow up that?
that was a great answer.
I really can. I'm gonna go Bill Murray.
There you go.
Perfect.
Go with the funny.
Bill Murray's
Perfect.
It could be a lot.
It's a
He's
live
alive
or
or
dead.
dead.
Is it alive or
Alive or
dead?
dead.
Oh, wasn't
That-
that I would have had had a drink with you, I wouldn't have had to kill you in the backyard.
No. We're killing him.
You're gone. Dead.
I'm sick of him.
Dead is better.
Bill Murray.
Bill Murray's awesome.
I
mean,
can't
come
believe
on.
it's no Star Wars, no nothing.
No,
you would
you
pick
don't
Bill
want to meet
Murray.
your heroes.
All right.
You don't want to meet your heroes. Although I hear Mark Hamill is really cool, though.
What would you drink with Bill Murray?
Whatever Bill Murray wants to drink.
Right answer.
Yeah.
Right answer.
But hey, Bill, you want a beer? Gin and tonic. Perfect. Yeah. Bill, if you're listening to this
Whatever
right
you
now,
want.
yeah, come on.
Let's have a beer
Let's do
or
it.
a gin and tonic.
We'll play some golf.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Badly.
Yeah.
And,
That's okay.
Last
hammer.
question, Adam.
No, this one's yours now.
Is it mine?
Yes. I just asked the dead or alive.
My
And
question.
then tried to kill you.
Yeah, twice. What is one piece of equipment, no matter the cost or size, that you want right now?
I'm deferring to Scott. This is his forte.
maybe like a coal ship.
Oh, good choice. Good frickin' choice.
How much is that going to cost me?
Everything.
A copper one? A lot.
Let's just not even talk about that. It's just like,
It's streaming, it's
homebrew
streaming.
con. I don't even
Copper.
wanna know.
Speak it into the universe.
Yeah.
Copper,
He's
temperature
pretty
control
good at
coal
that.
ship.
Okay.
On
Damn.
top, hanging off the top of the building.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. You said no cost, right?
No
No
cost.
cost.
Listen, if Anchor can do it, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
That's the best answer we've gotten for that question ever.
Yay,
Yeah.
ding.
Punching. So we are going to go into a break for some ads. We have some great sponsors, and they love us, and we love them. And you can support us by supporting them. So when you support them, we can do some pretty cool stuff, like talking to Tortured Souls Brewing. So we'll see you on the other side. Welcome back to the Jojitorium. You know who it is. It's Adam. It's Matt. And as you can see, we are all tatted up. So Adam, I have to ask you, buddy, what's the number one rule about having tattoos?
Aftercare, Matt.
That's right, aftercare. And what's the number one company for aftercare?
I only use Lucky 13s.
I only use Lucky 13s as well. So, and all of our fans can too. So if you go to lucky13s.com and use our promo code MATA193529, you can save 25% on your entire order because
From the first line of your tattoo and beyond, Lucky 13s keeps you looking fresh.
Are you a nerd? Are you a person? Then check out Voluntary Input, where we not only have open discussions about tech, TV, movies, and gaming, but also open discussions about people, and sometimes with the people behind the tech. Catch new episodes with me, Leo Allen, bi-weekly on Tuesdays on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, Good Pods, and pretty much everywhere else you listen to podcasts. And be sure to check out videos of every episode on YouTube and Twitch. Simply go to voluntaryinput.com to find all the ways you can listen to us, contact us, and better yet, select register as a guest to be a guest on the show, because we are always looking for great guests like you.
Never forced, never coerced. Welcome to Voluntary Input.
welcome back. Hopefully you heard something that you like, because again, when you support our sponsors, you support us, and when you support us, you're bringing some pretty cool stuff, like interviewing Tortured Souls Brewing. So we understand there are more delicious beers to have. So it is round 2. There are more delicious beers. Put that all together. Round 2 beers. Delayed clap. Scott, please let us know what we're going to be drinking.
So when you guys invited us to come today, I was like, I need to. I've had this special beer in the fridge. It's my last one.
Well, we get to share with you guys.
Nice.
I'm sharing with you guys.
Thanks for
That is some special stuff right there.
Yeah, because like I have these beers, and I can see by your wall, you too, that you want to drink, but like you really
don't
don't
wanna drink.
want to drink.
Yes.
So this is one of those beers. It's from Oozlefinch Brewing in Virginia.
Yep.
Such cool people. And it's a white IPA, and they're not even really known for their white IPAs. Like, they're all about their blended sours. And
They have a blending program there that
It's
is
crazy.
unbelievable.
Nice.
Yeah.
A little bit about their blending program. So they'll barrel age their sours for like several years, and then they will take a little bit from this one and then a little bit from that one. They'll put them together.
And if they like it,
and they like it, then they put them together.
if they
not,
don't, it sits.
then they keep going from
Yeah.
there to there.
That's really
Yeah.
cool.
Shout out to Dana at Oozlefinch.
Yeah, Dana, we love you.
She was very, very
Yeah.
hospitable.
I hope
They're
you're
hospitable.
watching.
Yeah. I'm gonna send her
Please
the
watch
link.
us.
Dana. Yeah.
Please send us free
Dana.
stuff.
For
We
send
like,
us
we
free
like swag. We're coming down soon. So yeah, let me crack this mother open.
What?
And we'll
But
share
we
it.
have talked to them. I mean, that is,
Yeah.
something we would love to reach out and
Wonderful.
do. So, first of all, they do this great ska fest, or they did a ska fest. Scotty, what was the ska
International Ska Festival next summer.
That's my shit.
2023.
Turn your face up all you want to. That's my
You
shit.
can come with us.
Oh, I'd love to.
We are going.
Are you Ska man?
I love Scott. Oh, yeah.
We are totally going.
We're coming good friends here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's why I brought you on. I knew it.
So
yeah.
we make plans. In 2023, we're headed to Virginia.
Yes. Yes. Here you go.
Let's see how much beer I would have to drink to make ska.
Oh, come on.
I can drink enough beer. Once I'm
Dude,
drunk,
you kind of like some
I'll
stuff.
take a little. I'll
I
take
already
that.
passed the room.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dude, all right.
I'm telling you. Adam, you don't know what you're missing.
No, I'll still do it. I'm just
Okay.
going to get real drunk first.
That's okay. It's all right.
Everyone take your first sips. And so what we're going to do is check this one out. I'm very excited for this. I'm glad that you were able to share some of your limited beers with us. We do appreciate that here in the Jojitorium. We hope that you can appreciate some of the beers we're providing for you as well. We'll touch on that here in a second.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you took your first sip. Tell the people what they're missing out on.
I mean, if it's such a citrusy sort of clean taste, like it's
So smooth. It's so
literally.
smooth.
Yeah.
You wouldn't
Yeah.
even think you're drinking an IPA.
No.
And this was
Not at all.
from last fall.
No, it was spring.
It was
were just
spring.
there.
Spring. Yeah, like March.
we
maybe?
went over Ethan's birthday, so April.
Yeah, so April.
Came
So
back
yeah,
in
I mean,
April.
it's not fresh, but you couldn't tell,
It's
right?
criminal.
And
that
it
this
does
is
not
that.
taste like an IPA.
No.
Especially a white IPA.
Right.
It doesn't
No.
have any of that
Citrus.
The green,
Like-
the
coriander.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
a winey
Yeah,
sort,
yeah,
like
yeah.
a white wine sort of
Yeah.
thing. No, not at all.
So
No.
I totally get on the aroma. I don't know what breakfast cereal it is, but I want to say like
Yeah.
Fruit Loops or Fruity Pebbles, and then all
It's
that
definitely
citrus kind of
Fruity
carries
Pebbles.
into the
Yeah.
flavor. I mean, the aroma of it is amazing. I kinda
Yeah,
wanna
it's so
shower.
good. What was it? I'm so sorry. I heard you say it. What was the name of the brewery again? So every
Oozlefinch.
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 Boozlefinch.
Such a-
Actually, Oozlefinch is actually kind of cool name. Oozlefinch.
I guess. So when we visited
Yes.
the brewery,
Yeah.
it is on a decommissioned army base.
Army base? Yeah.
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 So I'm not sure exactly what the history or the folklore is behind the Oozlefinch, but that's why. It's some like mystical character
I believe,
that.
yeah, I
That's
believe
cool.
it might
Right,
be like
people,
that
like,
area's Loch
see
Ness
it.
Monster,
Yeah, basically.
It's like the Virginia chupacabra.
A cryptid.
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
crypt-
It's
I was trying to put
cryptozoology.
the ABV
There
on
you
this,
go.
and
Yeah,
I can't
yeah.
even see it.
Get on it, Henry Zabrowski. Tell us.
6.3.
6.3.
Not
Wow.
bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really smooth.
There's
It's
more to
really
there's more to
smooth.
go around.
Yeah.
That's freaking
So,
good.
so a question from round one that I forgot to ask you guys, and it's something that it's very important that I always like to ask new upcoming brewers and brew spaces. Collaborations are huge. We collaborate podcast wise, and it helps us reach out to new listeners. So for collaborations for brewers, it's really important for you guys to reach new audiences as well. Are there any collaborations you guys have had or want to get involved or are coming up that you want to talk about?
Yeah, I mean, first, shout out to Darren from Couch. Like he was very instrumental in pushing us down this road. I'm sure people know about Couch and just the cool vibe that they had there. And it's sad that they're no longer there. But it gave Ben his opportunity to be where he's at. So
Yeah.
things work out for a reason. Adam at Mindful is such a great dude. He's so very down to earth, and he knows his shit. Like,
Yeah.
crazy how much he knows his shit. As far as like collaborations in the future, we've talked to Sam from Mondays.
You want to talk? So Mondays actually has a tortured. What did he call it?
They actually have a beer called Tortured Souls.
They have it, yeah.
Yeah.
Tortured Souls.
Yeah.
So
I
we,
drank one on
he was
Monday.
he was very upset about.
Yeah.
Not upset, but more,
He
more
thought it was
so
very
like,
funny.
yeah, but more so like, oh my gosh, are we gonna be okay with that name? And we're like, we don't give a shit. It's
Yeah.
Right.
He's like, oh, I don't give a shit either. So I'm like,
Yeah.
guess what? So we're gonna do a collab.
Yeah,
We're gonna call it
Tortured Mondays.
Tortured Mondays.
Oh,
Yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll do
cool.
that soon. But the folks at Oozlefinch, we've talked to them. My friends that were in from Ireland for Home Brew Con, they run the National Homebrewers Guild for the entire island of Ireland. So yeah, they know everything about beer in Ireland, and they were putting feelers out for us to collab.
That's awesome.
For stuff across the pond. So
That would
Yeah.
be killer.
Y'all want to
yeah.
come?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I'll skip the Ska-Fest. I'll go to Ireland.
No. You have to go to the Ska-Fest to go to Ireland.
I'll go to both.
It's like Guitar Hero. You had to beat Slash to go. You got blah, blah, blah.
I have to beat Slash to go to Ska-Fest?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
And to go to Ireland.
You got to be painted black to get to
Yes.
Weezer.
Yeah, absolutely.
gotta do
Yeah, exactly.
You
Yeah.
have to.
I would 1,000%.
Holy
Progression.
shit.
I would much rather go to Ska-Fest than a Guns N' Roses concert. So we're in.
Well, no, you have to roll the dice when you go to a Guns N' Roses concert. It may or may not happen. The opening band's gonna be sick as fuck.
Plus or minus 1 AMs.
That actually happened to us on Sunday.
let's not talk about that.
We're gonna
So
go to
sad.
We're gonna go to Flog and Molly concert on Sunday.
After drinking for a week with the Irish
With Irish folks, so like it was a perfect end to our week.
no.
Yeah.
So we're sitting over at Pins and Pints and Pins.
Like whatever it is now.
We're finishing up. It's like 5:30, and they're like, "Hey, you
Doors
look like
open
you're
at 5.
you
We
look like
ate.
you're going over to the Flog and Molly concert." We're like, "Yeah." He's like, yeah, the lead singer that just tested positive for COVID." I'm
Yeah,
like,
Dave has COVID. But we went home and watched TV.
"Don't worry, they're playing tonight in like Connecticut or something like
No,
that."
they're in
so
New York, I think. Tonight.
Boo.
something like that. Whatever.
Yeah.
No, we'll see you next year.
So while we sip on this delicious beer from
Where is it from?
Oozle,
Jesus
Oozlefinch.
Christ.
Oozlefinch.
Basel, BaselKings.com. Look at the hard cam. You say
Oh,
it.
man.
Oozlefinch.
Oozlefish.
There-
Oozlefinch.
Jeez Louise.
Basel.
You're so dense.
So while we're
Oozletoff.
Mazel.
Oozletoff.
it's a wonderful beer, but I want to give them credit, but I can't say their name.
We definitely should have killed you in round 1.
I know. So we are going to
Take 'em all
go
back.
into a roundtable discussion. It's not
Yeah.
very often I get to sit here with some like-minded individuals who have their thumbs on the pulse of craft beer and the beer society itself. So I went out into the internet and I found some very interesting articles, and they're going to direct some great conversation here. But I want to pick your brains here because no one really has the finger on the pulse of craft beer like someone who's going to open their own brewery. So this is something I really want to talk to you guys about. So the title of this article is Sapporo buys Stone Brewing, including Richmond operations.
Yeah.
So this is actually by Carrie Pfeiffer. Sapporo will acquire Stone's production facilities in Richmond and San Diego for the tune of $165 million. Sapporo will be brewed alongside the lineup from Stone's, which means Sapporo will be able to bring more distribution to the United States while defeating the inflating in costs of shipping and distribution. Discussion point here is, with the more independent breweries being bought out, it brings about a discussion that has carried a polarizing take. Is the ultimate goal of a growing craft beer brand to sell to big beer?
So I think there's a couple ways that you can approach this. One, you approach this from a pure brewer's perspective, as in like, hey, this is something special that we're doing. You know, when you sell it, you're sort of selling a piece of us too, because once big beer has enough of the little guys, it sort of dilutes the pool. Right. But then you have to look at from the other direction, is that you have these bigger companies that are buying these smaller craft distributors or craft beer makers, but they're able to actually push this good product out to a much larger audience than anybody ever could. So do you look at it from a brewer's perspective that like, hey,
Stone was
this
pretty
is
prominent.
Stone was very prominent, but that's not what we're talking about right now. Or are you doing this for the consumer and you're be able to share like your gift to more people?
It's your art. It really is your art. Yeah.
Take the money out of it, because
Yeah.
I mean, if you need to sell your business for money, then that's more than you're right.
Yeah.
But what are you doing for beer itself?
Okay.
Do you want more Coors Light on the shelf, or do you want more, I don't know, Goose Island on the shelf?
Yeah.
You want Keystone Light or do you want Stone?
Bush, like,
Yeah. But does that make sense?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think from a standpoint of understanding where craft beer can go with a big backing, if craft beer is still allowed to be craft beer with big dollar backing, a la Breckenridge, as much as they bastardize vanilla porter, I fucking hate you for that.
Oh, God, I like that.
I do love that beer, but it
Yeah.
tastes like shit now.
I mean, it was good.
It was RIP, pour one out,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
The memories alone.
absolutely don't make there's no remakes allowed. This isn't Hollywood, but I think but for every Goose Island that I think has been allowed to be creative,
Right.
you will get the vanilla porter. You will get
Absolutely.
the extract. You will get the mass production of it.
Yeah.
But I want to know too, from from a very small demographic, female brewers are a small demographic here, and I really want to know how you feel about this, because the perspective of an upswing of percentage of brewers tends to carry a different idea than guys that look like us brewing beer. So how do you feel about this?
I mean, I'm excited about that. Just as a woman, that there are other opportunities and more opportunities for us to kind of grow in this business. It's not just guys that look like you anymore, right? So, I mean, there are so many female brewers out there, and I'm excited to get my hands dirty and get in there and learn as much as I possibly can, and be hands-on and learn the craft and do those types of things. So I think it's great. Just, as we start to look for, we're going to be looking for someone to come in and be a head brewer. Those are things that we think about.
We've met a few folks already.
Yeah, we've met a few folks. We've talked to a few folks. Like, we want to give an opportunity to someone that is ready to do that. And if it's a woman, listen, I'm all for it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wonderful. And I'm glad to hear that, because that's Pink Boot Society, Necromancer is showing the way, Trace Brewing.
Yeah.
You see all these wonderful
Absolutely.
brews that are making those waves, and that's what needs to happen here. Adam, how do you feel about selling out the big beer?
Oh, I mean, if they write a big enough check, they can have all my recipes.
Does it include
honesty,
the Starburst recipe?
No.
Budweiser, if you want to buy the Starburst recipe, come at me.
Yeah, bring me the Clydesdales.
I am a
Or the
little
frogs.
hoe. I will sell it immediately. But I mean, for Stone, it hurts. Like I love Stone.
Yeah.
But it's like Scott said. Like it's bringing exposure. We're going to bring more people into craft beer. A piece of that's for the greater good. So it's fine. It hurts a little bit, but that's me taking it personally. And you got to look at the big picture. And it's going to happen. I mean, it's going to happen. It sucks. And that Richmond facility is pretty damn good.
It's really nice.
Yeah.
Stone, you can make it up to me by giving
That's
me
a
a
cheap-
case of Fear Movie Lions right now.
That's a cheap price tag, too.
It
Only
is.
$165.
You are very cheap.
But I would say another side of this too was there's a whole development from Stone in Richmond that's not been done yet, and they actually owe money to Richmond. So that's why the price tag has gone down a little bit, because Stone's for some reason or not, Stone's distribution has gone down and their sales have gone down a
Is
little bit.
the ink dry on that contract yet? I'll sell Sapporo my whole house for like $140 million.
You heard it here first, Sapporo. You
They're
want
going to be sending you an
Not
email
Sapporo,
right now.
that's the pizza place, Sapporo.
Yes, it's Sapporo.
Sapporo, you can also buy.
Oh
my
yeah,
whole house for
definitely.
$140 million.
I love your fucking meatball pizza. That's so good.
Your pizza's been ruining malls across America for years.
Malls or mall bathrooms?
Both. So on the lighter side of things here, another article brings to light that Coors Light adds real stadium ice shavings to limited edition Colorado Avalanche Stanley Cup beers. So from Whiskey Riff, a la Mary Claire Crabtree, she writes that the Colorado Avalanche are the 2022 Stanley Cup champions after dethroning the back-to-back champs
We'll
Tampa
take
Bay
that.
Lightning
We'll take that.
last week. Known to be the beer of choice in the Rockies, Coors Light decided to make a limited edition beer with the shavings of championship ice. Distribution will be limited to select Denver locations. The discussion point here is, how can smaller, independent craft breweries catch on to opportunities like this? Even more so, is it even worth it? And also, would you pay extra for a can of Coors Light knowing full goddamn well that it has sweaty man ice in it?
So
There
I
might
think
be a little bit of blood in there, too.
Yeah.
So the big question is, how do we sneak into PPG next season?
Yeah.
Just have it along.
Just shave
That's
it
all.
off.
Yeah.
Yeah. So these opportunities
let's put that
are
on the-
kind of reserved for the bigger breweries. They have the money
Yeah.
to do it.
And the distro.
Yeah.
And the size
Yeah.
of the equipment.
But the distro is taken out of it because it's very limited. It's going on just Denver locations.
But I think it kind of goes to the point of, local breweries using local products to do their own brews, right? Inner Groove does a lot with Oakmont Brewing, or Oakmont Brewing, Oakmont Bakery.
Yeah.
And
Sapporo,
just being able to do that.
Sabaro.
Sabaro. If you want to throw some pizza in your beer, you can go ahead and do that.
Yeah, do that.
But I think that's a great, a great thing that you're able to do. So, I mean, I don't know. It's Coors Light, and it's gross ice from our oldest played hockey. So I don't think I want any of that shit in my beer. But if they think that that's a great idea, I mean, have at it.
I'm gonna follow it and see how quickly it sells out.
Yeah.
I want to see how much
is the can still gonna change color or whatever they do?
Of course.
That makes all the
Maybe
difference.
some other color or something. I don't know.
Nope.
I just remember
I'm
like
buying that shit.
I remember going to Penguin games when I was a kid, or not a kid, but 21, and like the coolest beer you can get was fucking Molson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now look
Yeah.
at it, like you
Yeah.
can get East End.
Yeah.
That is
North
our
Country.
pipe dream to
Yeah, pipe dream,
actually
this is
have a tap at PPG.
One beer.
Yeah.
That's
There
it.
you go.
For
Once
real.
that happens, then I'm
That's-
done. That's fine.
Yeah, that's it.
I will
Living the dream.
I will
He's washed
walk
his
away.
hands of it. He's
Yeah.
done.
I will,
Bev is coming in to scoop you up.
I will Kaiser associate that shit and just walk right the fuck out.
What about you, Adam? How do you feel about this?
It sounds like a real niche move from some expansion team crap because they don't have any real fans out there. That's what I think it sounds like. I'm making fans in Colorado. Fuck.
Somebody lost money on the Lightning.
No, I didn't. I just have enemies in Colorado.
I have a lot of animosity for that 99 series. I'm really fucking pissed off about that shit.
Sounds like some expansion team shit gimmick. Have
Yeah.
fun drinking your sweaty ice. I don't want any part of it.
You didn't buy a case.
Nope.
No.
I missed out. I did.
Damn.
So, from multiple sources here, there's something I've been reading over and over and over again, something I wanted to bring to the attention of the three of you here. Do you subscribe to the idea that a brewery absolutely must offer alternatives to beer? For example, non-alcoholic beers, ciders, seltzers, etc., to be successful in the current market?
You want me to take that one?
You can. Well, yeah.
So, like we discussed earlier, like we're gonna have some craft cocktails. I think
Start to build a seltzer program.
the more I've brewed, the more I've come to appreciate bourbon. So we definitely want to have some bourbon options on the menu. But yeah, we know people don't like beer. That's fine. We'll bring you eventually
Careful
into
now.
the fold. But until then, we'll have some cider for you.
You gotta
We'll
dip
have
your
some
toe
mead.
in.
Yeah, we'll have some wine.
Yeah.
But you have to have something for everybody. I think sometimes there will be brewers that are stubborn and they won't make a specific beer because
Yes.
They don't like it.
they don't like it and they don't get it. But like, yeah,
Sour.
yeah,
I don't like sours, but
Okay.
I can
That's
appreciate
sour.
it.
Yeah.
And we'll make sure that we, explore that as an option.
And I've had people ask me like, "Are you gonna have IPAs there?" I'm like, "Well, yeah." I'm really tired of IPAs. I'm like, "Well,
We're
you
sorry to hear
might
that.
be, but like, guess what people buy?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
IPAs. So
Yeah.
guess what? We're gonna have IPAs on tap, but
Yeah.
we're gonna have other stuff too.
But-
And you have to be flexible enough though
Yeah.
to move with trends.
And to have those basic beers, right? So I have people that used to work for me that love Miller Lite.
Yep.
And people will come into a brewery and say, what do you have that's comparable to Miller Lite? And you don't want to say, well, nothing. All this stuff is IPA, and you're not going to like any of it, right? So you have to have something for everyone, whether it's a Pilsner or something that tastes like Miller Lite, maybe a glass of water from the tap.
Just like it.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Matt's Mary.
Yes, Missy
Yeah.
White Night, if you were watching.
Yeah.
She
Or for
loves
me, you
Miller
gotta
Lite.
drop like pre-workout with thermogenics in it. It just makes me fucking sweat.
Yeah. But you do have to have something for everyone. And I think also having that allows us to expand people's palates and allow them to explore other options. So like I had said before, we have a great relationship with 446. So if we can put some signature cocktails on or some beer cocktails, which we are looking at doing with them.
Cool.
Mocktails?
Mocktails sort of thing. I mean, it kind of like pushes people past their comfort zone, and they might find something that they like that they may not have tried.
I've actually had
Yeah.
great success, like with people that don't like IPAs,
Yeah.
like to skip them
Like
past
me.
an IPA to a double IPA.
I love double
More
or
flavor,
triple
More
IPA,
flavor,
and
it's
it's less-
smoother
yeah, it's much
too.
smoother.
It's not
Yeah.
it's not bitey, and
Right.
they get the flavor.
And they will
and
drink
then,
less. Maybe.
That's true. Yeah, they'll pace themselves.
I mean, maybe.
They had the first two, and they go,
Unless someone's driving you home, you're good to go.
oops, all Ubers.
Yeah.
Adam, what about you, man?
I mean, you definitely don't have to offer alternatives to be successful, but it's going to help.
Helps.
The more you can
You have to have
spread your
good
wings.
beer.
Yeah.
Good beer.
Bring
It's
people
going to bring
in.
people in.
If you just have good beer alone, it will probably work.
Yeah.
But it doesn't hurt to do a seltzer. You can get ciders here in PA from other PA cideries,
Right.
just like they're doing with Stonewall. Easy enough to offer an alternative. Not only for people that might just not like beer, but people who can't have it, the celiac.
Gluten intolerant.
Yeah.
So it's always good to have an alternative so somebody doesn't feel left out.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
It does
And
not
also, too, the cultural push. Like, you guys are collaborating with people that are so close to you, and you're putting those things out there for those people to try. Because who knows? Someone comes to Tortured Souls Brewing, and they go, I like that beer cocktail. I'm going to go on the street and try that out. I'm going to try some of the rum, some of the vodka, whatever it is they're on the distiller. It's a great idea. I agree. There has to be variety. There has to be something that attracts in non-beer drinkers to get them to try your beer.
Yeah.
The beer,
Just try it.
Yeah, everything's a gateway to something else. It has to be like either the cocktails bring you to the beer, or the beer brings you to the cocktails.
What is your gateway beer?
What is your gateway beer?
Yeah.
Exactly. That's exactly it.
Mickey's malt liquor.
Grenades,
Mickey's
baby.
wide mouth.
So we're moving into a fun segment I like to call Asking a Brewer. So I reach out to the depths of the internet. Thank you for over 1,000 followers on Twitter, by the way. We appreciate you guys. Reach out to everybody and ask you guys, as patrons of tap rooms, what are some questions you'd love to ask the staff or a brewer that you're too scared to ask to their face? They ask me, so I get to ask you guys.
Okay.
So, first question here is, how important is it that everyone in your tap room knows beer, trends, culture, styles, brewing, etc.? And that's from front of the house to the back.
I think it's important
you
that they
mean
can answer
staff-wise.
questions about general styles
Yeah.
and flavors and aromatics. I mean,
This tastes similar to this, or to give someone some kind of reference point, I think is important.
I don't like things that taste like grapefruit. Well, I'm not going to offer you this beer.
Right.
I really don't like coffee flavor. Then you're not going to
have
want
that.
this. So it's very important. There's actually, and it's a great thing I learned at HomebrewCon, is that you can go through like the Brewers Judge Commission, like to get like their level 1 certification.
Oh,
It,
nice.
like actually teaches you like different ways to like describe flavors and aromatics, like to be able to like say, oh yeah, this is what this is what that is. So I think it's very important, and all of our employees will be able to do that, whether it's me or someone working in the from community kitchen, like, because we want to be able to pair like food and beer. Like, it's very important, because it's not just beer, it's not just food, it's an experience. From like what the place looks like to like the whole entire thing. Like,
we may or may not be looking at like a king cake beer, like that sort of thing.
Yeah.
You know, so like we want to be able to fit that.
You're
know.
you're appealing to me so much.
Matt's getting thicker by the
I've
moment.
only ever had one king cake beer. and
You
it
had
was
had
not-
one?
It was not from Pittsburgh. It was from
Well, I have to look that
Louisiana.
up.
Really? Where? From where?
I think it was Parish.
Oh, interesting. We're gonna have to look it up.
We'll have to look at
we
my
do
own
like
taps,
Parish
yeah.
Brewing.
Yeah,
Yeah, for
But
sure.
it was good, and it was good. It was
But-
it was in a dark beer from what I remember.
Yeah. So we had this conversation actually with Community Kitchen in terms of what, you know, our serving style is going to look like for kitchen orders.
Okay.
And we want people to be able to explain that type of stuff. Like, this is what this food menu is, or this is what this beer is, and it pairs well with this. So I think it's very, very important for our staff, both ours and Community Kitchen, which will be having their own staff. Like, we will be a team, but our own separate entity, which is, I think, is important for them. That people understand, at least to some degree. Like Scotty said, that this is what it tastes like. If you don't like this, then I'm not going to give you this. Or, hey, I kind of like a Blue Moon. What do you have on tap that sort of, you know, tastes like a Blue Moon?
What is Blue Moonish?
That they have Blue Moonish.
Blue Moonlit Sky.
That they have, you know, that they have some sense of whatever the hell we have, and whatever food we have too. So, you know, it's important.
To get back to your question, it's very important.
Yeah. We miss the pre-COVID days of being able to talk to people about shit that you're ordering, right? And we had that conversation too, that we don't want to, you know, paperless and touchless and whatever else you want to call it is great, but we miss that people interaction, and we want to try and bring that back. Touch my face. Ask me questions.
Face.
No one will be
see
fingering
you there.
beer. No beer fingering.
Boink.
Yeah, so it's really important that you understand what's going on inside the brewery.
Yeah, I agree. As much as Adam teaches me, I am I am Adam's
Padawan.
student.
Are you Padawan?
Young Padawan.
Yes.
He does not like Star
Padawan.
Wars.
Okay, we're leaving now.
I don't know why we have to
We're
bring that
leaving
up
now.
right
We
We're
can't-
leaving now.
We'll get
tattoos?
We'll get into this
I see these
into
tattoos.
off camera. We're
Yeah.
getting into a street
yeah.
fight.
Okay.
But
All right.
yes, I am a student of Adam. Adam teaches me a lot of things. So whenever I'm out,
I know that reference.
yes. But whenever I'm out in the community and someone asks me like, "Hey, Adam's beer says this," he teaches me enough to where I can be the guy that says, "Hey, if you like these, you'll like this. If you like that, you'll
Yeah.
like this." And I've been able to sell quite, not sell,
Get donations.
get donations, of course,
You like that?
for beers.
Cut that out.
You get donations for beers, of course, and people like
To make
it.
more beers.
And we're giving money to the Ukraine right now
love
for
that.
Make Peace Not Wars. That's
Love
why
it.
donations. So yeah, learning more and being more, knowledgeable about how to talk to people about beer makes me a better spokesman for Adam.
Yeah.
And
Which
for craft beer as a whole.
and for craft
Absolutely.
beer as a whole, yeah,
You
for
have to
sure.
kind of know
Cheers
what
to
you're
that.
talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. So, second question here. How do you handle someone telling you that they don't like your beer? Now, my twist to this is preferences of face-to-face versus social
Untapped.
media. Oh, you mean Satan?
We're like what? It tastes like, smells like what? Vomit? Like,
Like, seriously.
It's like, I got your coconut.
yeah.
I got your coconut porter. I don't like coconuts. It's 1 star.
okay, so don't drink it. Yeah.
Like, I
No,
had
you're not going to like
beer.
it from the beginning. I hate cucumber, but I'm going to drink this beer and it
I
sucks.
just fucking hate
Okay,
those.
well, we have something to talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how do you handle someone telling you they don't like your beer?
So don't like your beer. That's tough. Because it's
a vague
like your
question.
child. Like
Yeah.
it's like, hey, your kid's an asshole. Like you have to be like, okay,
Well, what
well,
did he do to you?
why is my child an asshole? If
Yeah.
you even give me legitimate reasons why you don't like the beer, excellent. Oh, that's just not my style. Okay,
Okay.
that's okay.
We're
That's
moving
fine.
on.
We can move on. We'll have other things for you.
Yeah.
Try another one.
But it
I'm
does.
not an IPA person. Okay, well then
Okay,
you're
well,
not going to
don't-
like it.
We have other things. Do not order another IPA.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's,
Pretty
it's
simple,
hard
right?
though, because it's like you
It hurts
put
your
hours.
feelings. It really hurts your feelings.
Yeah.
You put hours and hours and hours and
Yeah.
time
Whether it's
in it.
like the beer that you're making or the location that you're
Right,
going
yeah.
into,
Yeah.
like people can really hurt your feelings. Social media is mean. It's
Yeah.
like being back in high school all over again.
But
And you just got to take it on the chin and go on.
but it can be very uplifting as well.
It can. Yeah.
Yeah.
It can show you what you have. Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Adam?
Oh, what do I do?
Adam, what do you do?
So as
with
I,
your,
wi- as
with
I
your
wipe
stuff?
the tear away from my eye when they say it to my face, I ask them why. I mean, it's important just
You
to know
have
why.
to.
Because they might have like a super legitimate reason and like
Yeah.
no beer.
Yeah.
Or they might just say, not my style. And then you can say, well, hey, I have this one you should try. Like,
Yeah.
This is nothing like that one.
Right.
Maybe it's just truly not your style. So it's always just good to like kind of dig deeper if it's face to face. Social media just write them off. Like, just ignore it.
I mean, even with the cucumber beer, right? So when our Irish guys came across the pond to see us, and it's it kind of tastes metallic, or it kind of has like this earthiness to it. And I mean, so it was a collaboration with Mindful. If we had taken this recipe on our own, there are things that we might have changed, right? And that's based off of feedback. Maybe skin the cucumbers before we put it in there to lessen the metallic taste that is there, or the earthiness per se that comes with the stuff. So, I mean, sometimes you will get some genuine feedback that is helpful.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we'll
Like
ask questions,
next
and
time we
then
do it, it'll be
if you
different.
don't like it, it's okay.
That's okay.
All right.
I
See you later.
appreciate positive feedback.
I don't,
Yes.
I
Yeah.
don't like every beer I have.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Even local. Like,
Yeah.
there's some I just don't like.
Right.
Yeah.
And if I really am comfortable and respect the brewer, I'll tell them about it.
Right.
Yeah.
If I don't, I just shut my mouth. Like,
You won't go on
I'm
Untapped.
not going to
and
go on Untapped
One
and ruin
star.
your business.
Your shit
Like,
sucks.
Yeah, I will talk to you personally and then like not put it out on
Yeah.
social media.
That's
And just be
kinda
like, what were you
crazy.
going for here? Was there like for me? It's more like
And you might
something might have
understand it
went
then.
wrong with this, or maybe
Yeah.
there's an ingredient in there that I don't realize. is in
Right.
there, you
Right.
know?
Everybody's palate's different.
Yeah.
You know, and there was a big thing like having these guys come in from Ireland. Like we took them to some pretty big places, and like they were like, yeah, these lines are dirty. Like,
Yeah.
this beer is
A brewery
like,
to
served
remain
like at the
unnamed.
wrong temperature.
Yeah.
Like this isn't good. But they're like huge places, and you're like, they should know better.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And it's not like the local stuff. It's more like the regional local stuff. But it was disappointing.
Yeah.
You know, but you have to.
They
you have
were
to listen.
super excited. We were down at, PNC Park. We're going to go here. We're so excited to go here because we're a native of this particular state. And, like, you get down there and it's, whether the lines were dirty or it was pouring foamy or whatever. It's stuff that, I don't know, should be
I think you need to pay attention to the little details.
paid attention
I think
to.
that's a big
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're down at PNC Park and you want clean lines, Mike's Beer Bar.
Yeah, friend of the
We tried to get in there
podcast.
to work.
So busy.
It's
So
rough.
busy.
It's rough during a baseball
rough.
game.
It was rough.
Man. Yeah.
Because the beer's so good.
It's so good.
You can buy the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge.
So, in the inverse of that question, do you ever make beers that you personally do not like, but you know will be a hit in your tap room?
Sours.
Wow.
SARS.
Sours.
Next question.
There's nothing that you don't like. There's not,
No, I like all kinds of beers. I really do.
Oh,
yeah, can you tell? What,
I got one. I got
Yeah.
one.
What is
I got
it?
one for our friends over at Hop Nation USA. Tea beers.
Yeah.
Tea beers?
Yeah.
Fuck tea beers.
My wife does love them,
okay.
though, so I am passionate about making them well, but I do not care.
I don't know
for
if
them,
I
to
could
be
get
honest.
behind that.
But why do we like coffee beers and not tea beers?
I just love
Coffee's better.
It's
I just
different.
love coffee.
Yeah.
Coffee cuts.
I don't like tea beer either because it's just I don't know. It's just
But, like,
I don't know.
Brew Gentleman
It's
does
a
a
hit.
really good
It's a freaking
Tai
hit.
Chi.
Yeah.
Is that what
yeah.
it's called?
Chai tea.
tea.
Yeah.
Leaning
Chai
Ca-
tea.
Leaning Cast
do
does their Earl like an Earl
like
Grey.
Earl Grey
Yeah,
is decent.
That was pretty good too.
That is a very, very tricky.
Yeah, it's like lavender almost.
It is
It's kinda
fun to
very
play.
tricky.
It is fun to play with. I just
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I will drink it for R&D purposes and like tasting notes. but I'm
Appreciate
not-
it for what it
Yeah,
is.
I'm not going to come back
Right.
and forth.
Yeah.
But like, we'll take it to festivals. It's a huge hit.
Yeah.
So if it's your thing, it's your thing. I guess.
Right.
It's just
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
So, Tortured Souls Brewing, Angie and Scott, Scott and Angie. We are at the end of our show.
So
We-
sad. We had so much fun.
We've
Yeah.
enjoyed you guys so much. So before we sign off here, we want to make sure that everyone again knows where to find. So this is what's on tap and where can you find us. So we're gonna let Tortured Souls go first. So again, if you want to drop your socials and let people know what they can find, where they can find it.
Yeah, so we're on tap right now at 446 Distillery in Sharpsburg. You can find our cans at Gina Brothers in Sharpsburg. We are on tap at SIP in Indiana Township.
Gibsonia,
Gibsonia,
Glenshaw area. Yep.
We were on tap at Brick and Barrel. I think
Sold
it's
out.
kicked really
Kicked it
fast.
out, yeah.
Kicked really fast.
Yeah.
And of course at Mile Brewing. Love you, Adam.
Both locations.
Both locations.
Yeah.
Tap and cans. So
Yeah.
buy it up.
And we hope to see everybody at Big Pour in
Big Pour.
October with something
Yep.
exciting. We may or may not be in the works with another local brewery to do a Halloween party. So,
Oh yeah,
that will be exciting. So,
You
we'll
know who
push
likes
that out to you
Halloween?
guys. Everybody.
we do.
Everybody.
Everybody.
Yeah.
More than I like tea.
Yes.
I don't know what
Well, that's
that's
not saying
saying much after your whole tea beer thing.
Yeah.
But we'll take it as it comes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Adam, down here in the Brew Lab, what is on tap and where can you find us?
Yeah.
Other
so
than
we're-
this amazing Starburst.
Thank
you.
you. So there is some of the thick flair pink Starburst
Hell
IPA
yes.
left. All donations for that beer, along with the Make Peace Not War cream ale, will be going to the Ukraine for the remainder of the summer. And for the pink Starburst, till supplies last. We still have about 5 gallons of that left, so
Delicious.
get it soon. In addition, you're only going to find us on the festival circuit this summer. We're hitting them all.
Yep.
Next one coming up is the Breweries in PA Homebrew Invitational on July 16th down at Hop Farm Brewing. We will then be at the Schuylkill County Beer Fest at the end of July. Don't know the date exactly. It's
Yeah.
the last Saturday in July, though.
Yes.
I'll be out there pouring at the 412 tent along with Adam from 412. Then we got Barrel and Flow Fest August 13th. We have the North Hills Home Brew Fest returning to the Syrian
champion.
to the Syrian Shriner Center. That will be on August 27th. And then Brewing Up a Cure on October 8th.
Wonderful. And if you know what's going on, I'm down here in the Brew Lab. It's at @bash_brew on all social media. It's Facebook, Instagram, and sometimes on Twitter. do not forget to follow him on Tapped. If you want us to go on with the boys down here at Jojitorium, we were at Decay and WTB on all social media. It's Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Don't forget about our email, decayandwtb@gmail.com. Don't forget about the Redbubble. We have dad hats for $19.52 at all times. We have new designs out there. It cuts deeper. Hello, my name is Chavez. And don't forget about the Tell 'em the Boys Sent You t-shirts that are selling like hot fucking cakes. So, from the Jojitorium, to wherever you guys are, hopefully celebrating a beautiful July 4th, happy Independence Day weekend. Until next time, from the boys and from Tortured Souls, cheers.
Cheers.
You better push.
Do I need to take my pants off? I will do whatever it takes.
That'll probably get it.